racial gerrymandering at all.
I agree. We shouldn't be talking about race at all. But unfortunately, this is where we're at. MAGA influencers exposed by Elon's baby mama. She breaks it all down. Ashley St. Clair, where have you been? If you're going to see this, I wrote you. Please come on the show. I got questions for you. You need to come to the front of the congregation. But here she is talking about MAGA agitators.
With me while I tell you about the paid agitators in MAGA politics from Turning Point to Libs of TikTok. For those who don't know, my name is Ashley St. Clair. I was a MAGA influencer involved in MAGA politics for almost a decade. I know. Now, I want to talk about this because within the right wing and MAGA, it is prolific that they are obsessed with George Soros and calling Democrats paid activists, and the radical left is all paid. But what there is not enough attention on is how much of the MAGA influencer sphere is propped up on paid agitation. And I'm going to focus primarily on my experiences with companies and individuals like Libs of TikTok, Turning Point, and my former company that Benny Johnson had co-founded. We will start off with the company I was working at with Benny Johnson, and my first job for this company was to go to the DNC convention and basically be a paid agitator. I was made to hold a sign that said "Creepy Joe has got to go," talking about Joe Biden because, I don't know, he did that weird sniffing thing. But simultaneously, this is happening and I'm made to hold a "Creepy Joe has got to go" sign, and I'm being harassed by people.
Thank you. Nice one.
Sir, can I ask you a question?
He said nice ass as you walked away.
He said nice ass?
I think so.
No! No, come back.
At the same company at which I was harassed and grabbed by Madison Cawthorn, and they kept him as a client. Now, this protest content is money in MAGA, okay? You are either going to get buku bucks from social media, from posting this content because there's so much engagement, or a company is just straight up going to pay you to go to protest. Turning Point does this a lot. They have their contributors fly out, all expenses paid, to go and cover these protests, but really they are just agitators. Also, this is going to be my last time using this reformulated luminous silk because I hate it. I wore it yesterday and I hate it. It looks too cakey. It's not the same, and whoever decided this was a good idea to reformulate it after 25 years should be fired. There is also major money to be made. I am talking 7 figures to be made by people who post this agitator harassment content, such as Libs of TikTok and the likes. For those who don't know, Libs of TikTok is a Libs of TikTok LLC. It is a company, okay? You can look this up yourself. It is a company, it is a business, and Haya, who runs Libs of TikTok, would run around and send me pictures of the new designer she's buying, and she has a stylist and is buying a home. This is very lucrative, and they will pathologize this and say, well, you know, I have to because I was getting so many death threats and now I'm independent and I'm successful. But really, they just don't want real jobs. That's the reality of it. Now, this company, Libs of TikTok, because of another job I had, I ended up having to work with Haya. And I don't know, for a long time, like, I had a soft spot for Haya. I think because she's just so stupid. Like, she's, like, genuinely not impressive intellectually. But I would be getting calls. I tried to set boundaries with this woman, okay? I was like, babe, my kids, I have to put my son down at a certain time. Like, you cannot be calling me about drag queens at 9-10 p.m. She did not respect these boundaries whatsoever. But what's also fascinating about this is that Haya and others were also aware that I was very uncomfortable with this trans panic. And would quite often say, this is wrong, you know, we can't just dox trans people. At one point, I had to tell her, you cannot just post photos of random minors. Like, if you're gonna post children, you need to blur their face. What are you doing? And it was just genuinely a nightmare. But again, this was a business for her. It still is a business for her. And her and many others suffer from like this agitation content brain. They view everything as, oh, that's gonna be good content, that's gonna do numbers. And they have these like tip inboxes where people just send them the most crazy of things, and then they push this out as if it.
So she gave the tea about the paid agitators. Kim, what's your thoughts on everything you just heard? Are you going to go and work for Turning Point now and get you your check?
Can someone put me in contact? Turning Point, Israel, Qatar, honestly, anyone. I am a theater kid. I still go to acting classes. I think I could do really good, especially like the more you pay me. I can't think of anything I wouldn't do for money. I have a price for everything. Like, if name the worst, whatever it is, I'll give you a price. Like, I have a price for it. It might be much, but I have a price. At the beginning of the video, there was this quote where she said, it was so funny because I sent it in the chat. I said I was going to put it on a shirt. She said, I was never violent, though I probably should have been because her man was so crazy. But at least she was getting money out of it. Is that mean? Is that mean? I am so sorry, but like, I had to deal with similar shit and I wasn't getting paid. Like, damn it. I was dumb. I should have, this whole time, I could have been getting paid for it. I was being dumb for free. But yeah, put me with your contacts. I'll hold up a sign. I'll agitate some people if you pay me.
Well, why does her voice sound so different compared to before, Kim? Is this the fake voice, or is that the fake voice, or did she just grow up?
I'm not familiar with her voice.
Her voice was in there. She was like, "Hey, what did you say to me?"
Oh, I could do that too. Is that a requirement?
Yeah, I think. Well, I'm not going to play the video because it's a good friend of mine in real life, but she did the makeup for someone I personally know, and she was like pretty. I love my friend, but she was pretty exact with the makeup and the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
I'm sure she was playing a character, right?
Yeah, she said that she plays characters.
It helps. Mm-hmm.
Oh, her content voice?
Yeah, I wish she would have showed us what products she was using.
She talks about, if you go in the comments, she puts them.
Oh, okay.
You gotta go on her actual TikTok. But I'll play the next clip and we'll get ratchet in here. This is her dishing on DC Drano, her other ex-boyfriend.
With me while I tell you about my MAGA.
How many boyfriends has she had?
Who was 34
a lot.
moved me across the country at 20 years old. For those who don't know, my name is Ashley St. Clair. I was a MAGA influencer involved in MAGA politics for almost a decade. I know. Now, I went back and forth for quite some time about whether or not I ever wanted to talk about this situation, but I think it's important, especially as I'm deconstructing and talking about my evolution throughout MAGA politics. But part of it was because my behavior was less than stellar in this relationship. I blamed myself a lot. Simultaneously, I also remained friends with this individual for a long time because there were times where he was friendly. I don't know why I maintained this relationship, but I did. Now, it wasn't until many, many years later that one, and then several other, of his ex-girlfriends reached out to me, became friends with me, and it turned out that it wasn't just, crazy Ashley who had this experience. He was doing this to many, many other women, and he had a modus operandi. So we are trying the reformulated and what is supposed to be the color match for my discontinued shade and see how this goes. Now this man, because I have enough lawsuits, we will call him Tampa because that is the god-awful place he moved me to. But I met Tampa at a Turning Point event, ironically the Young Women's Leadership Conference, when I was 20 years old. Now, right away, Mr. Tampa starts chatting me up. And immediately, he invites me to go join his friends about 2 hours away in the middle of nowhere, Texas, at this ranch, whatever. So I do. And at this time, right, I am 20 years old. I am a college girl. And within a month, this relationship progresses very, very quickly. He is flying me out to Tampa to visit him for the 4th of July, introducing me to his friends, calling, texting me. And at this point, I was incredibly insecure and very much a pick-me. I needed this male validation more than I needed water or a doctor. So I was eating it up. Mind you, this man is in his mid-30s at this point. And he asked me to move to Tampa, demands it really. He says, I want you here, I'll take care of you, move out here, you can just do Instagram like me for a living. Because at this point, this man is a professional Instagrammer. So this man comes to Colorado and swoops me up from my mother's house, moves me out, and we drive across country in my car, my Hyundai Elantra, to Tampa. We arrive basically on the day of my 21st birthday, of which I spend in a shitty dive bar with him and 2 of his friends. Nothing memorable. I honestly forget it happened many times. When my mother finally sees where this man has moved me into, she is aghast, okay? Because there is part of the ceiling falling down in this place. Nonetheless, he is switching up very quickly, getting upset that I'm not contributing enough to the bills, says I need to work more, which, by the way, mind you, he just had me leave my college town and leave school and do Instagram for a living. How am I supposed to do that, honestly? How am I supposed to do that? Now, before meeting this man, I was a bit more contrarian. I had not fully evolved into my MAGA form, but he made sure that my evolution was going to be complete. He would tell me what to post, he would make me hold poster board signs and tell me exactly what to write on them, and then share these on his Instagram with, over 1 million followers. And he very much was curating everything that I said, told me never cross the base, here's how you respond to this, X, Y, Z. And I was really finally coming into form, into my full MAGA costume. He was giving me trucker hats that were aesthetic nightmares and teaching me how to wear a MAGA costume, of which he did, right? This man's hands were softer than mine, but he dresses up like a blue-collar worker every single day. At sometimes, he purposely keeps mud on his truck because, in his words, people expect Tampa to have a dirty truck. Excuse me? I'm probably gonna need 2 parts for this because I forgot how fucking crazy this man was. But within a month of me moving to Tampa with Mr. Tampa, I am then whisked away to Martha's Vineyard where his mother owns a house, and I was trapped on that godforsaken island for a month because he spends a month there every summer. So right away, after only knowing this man for a short blip of time, I am stuck on Martha's Vineyard with him and his mother and sleeping on a patio bed. Now, this made me feel like I was in a scene from Get Out, so the only thing I did to numb the pain was drink excessively. This man, however, all he does is hit his Benjamin. I don't know that this man is ever sober because he's addicted to kratom and flour, if you know what I mean. He is always on something despite this very conservative demeanor he puts out online. Now again, this relationship was very volatile. There was a lot of screaming, fighting. I was never violent, though I probably should have been. Now this relationship, I had moved in July, and by November, I was out of there, okay? Towards the end of the relationship, I was in the hospital with a kidney infection that went to my blood. They had told me that if I didn't go to the hospital when I did, and they had come a day later, I would probably be... Nonetheless, mind you, I had no family here. I am in Tampa. I know no one in Tampa, and Mr. Tampa said that he could not stay with me at the hospital because he had posted about a veteran's funeral on Instagram who didn't have any family, and he needed to show up to this. So while I am basically dying in the hospital, I am watching him post about a funeral for a veteran who had no family, as if he's this altruistic guy. Mind you, 1,500 people showed up to this funeral, while I was dying in the hospital with no family. Now, after I almost died, I decided to go visit my family in Colorado and my friends and really get the fuck away from this man. Now, when I came back after my short trip, I found a face mask in our shared master bathroom, which was incredibly curious because at this point I had already moved into the guest bedroom because I was over this man. When I pressed him about this, he said, "I thought it was yours," to which I responded, "I would never use something that disgusting and cheap." It turns out this face mask belonged to a current sitting member of Congress who he is friends with. To this day, they both insist that nothing happened and that she just spent the night because she needed somewhere to stay because she was moving to the district to carpet bag for her seat that she currently holds now. She also got very upset at me for telling this story because it insinuates that she cheated on her husband, though all I have done is tell the accurate recollection of facts here. Oh, this woman also, while I was dating Tampa, had a group chat with him and his friends telling him to break up with me because I'm a brand liability, which is accurate, but really I should have broken up with him because he's fucking crazy.
I'm sorry, guys. This was great. This was great. Okay. I'm going to reveal who the people are that she's talking about, and then I'll get Ratchet in here. This is
Allegedly.
DC.
Allegedly.
Well, he revealed it himself. He revealed it was him himself. This is DC Drano. He was one of the influencers that went to the White House with the fake Epstein drop. Let me see if I can get another picture for you guys. Yeah, so this is him, and I suspect the woman she's talking about is Anna Paulina Luna.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
really?
You know who she is?
The Mexican one, right? From
Yeah,
Florida?
I'll show you her. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her. I like some things she does.
I'm pretty sure it's her that they're talking about because she's in that region. Let's see if there's an image of them together. I don't think there is, but this is her right here. What is this picture right here?
Is that really her in a bathing suit?
Yeah.
She was a former stripper?
Yep. And here she is hanging out with him around the same time that she's referring to. So this is Elon Musk's baby mama, who y'all just saw. She's really rather young. Ratchet, what do you think about all what you heard? I gave you guys some soap opera tonight, all for the free.
I think she's a bird. I do. I think she's a bird. I think she's the political Selena Powell, and let's just call it what it is. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Like, girl to girl, woman to woman, you're a bird, but instead of fucking rappers, you fuck guys with political clout. That's one. Two, talking about I'm deconstructing politically, like, let's be for real. You're not going through a spiritual journey. You're changing your brand as thin white women have the opportunity to do. So let's talk about intersectionality. You're young, you're thin, you're white, you're attractive, and you're just switching your brand. You're going from career to career because you see the conservative one is not lucrative anymore. It's not because you're remorseful. It's not because you don't believe in it. It's because you know that it's a dying brand, and I don't respect it. As minorities who come out and support conservative views, we are risking our relationships with our family, with our friends, with our coworkers. We put everything on the line to be outspoken about our views. And so the fact that she can just sit up there and do her makeup and admit to the fact that she was just playing a game. Oh, I was 20. He flew me out. Where's the accountability? You're a bird. You got flew out to fuck. That's just what it is. You weren't a child. You weren't being taken advantage of. You knew what you were doing. You played the game. It stopped being fun for you. And now you're doing something else and not doing it well either, because you still look like you're in that 1-bedroom apartment. If I'm fucking a guy who has the Epstein binders, I at least want to be put up somewhere. I want something to show for it. You didn't even play the game right. If you're going to be a hoe, like, hoe well. Do it well. I used to be a hoe. You know what I mean? I had some stuff to show for it. This is not how you do it. And so to just go on TikTok and do a get ready with me, that's not even good for real. To spill tea, I think it's whack. I think it's lame. And I think it's incredibly offensive for people who put everything on the line to support conservative views. It's a dying brand. I get it. But girl, let's not paint yourself out as a victim, because you're not that. You're a bird. You got fucked. You're back home. You're doing content. That's life. Let's
Ashley, in Asma, in one video, she said that she couldn't afford to laminate her eyebrows. I said, God damn, how broke you gotta be. You Elon Musk baby mama.
You ain't do it right. You ain't do it right. Like if you got all the way up to Elon Musk, you played the game, babe. You played it well. Go somewhere on a yacht, sit down and be quiet, collect your child support checks like we tend to do, and enjoy your life. But the whole thing of like making it seem like, oh, I was taking, this man took, not, I don't want to say take advantage of me, but it's just, you have to pay attention to what people say, even if they don't come out and say it. She was painting herself out as a victim when it's like, you're not. You're a willing participant. You deceived the public, and you're sitting there doing your makeup and acting like it was no big deal. It was a big deal, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And she has no shame, because she doesn't have to. She's thin, she's white, she's young. Her identity can be fluid, and in a couple of years, we'll forget about this whole thing. She'll be a housewife. She'll own a home in Martha's Vineyard, and life will go on, because white women have the opportunities to do that. I rest my case.
Well, I'm not going to have the fellas comment on this. We're going to talk about Byron Donalds for the last part of the show. But that was well said. But Ashley, I like you. I would like to have you come on the show. Ashley, if you see this, Nora, the host, does not agree with that. We will be your friends, Ashley. And I would like you, because we need to add a nice little Jewish girl, because she's also Jewish. so Ashley, please come on the show.
So all jokes aside, I think what Ratchet said is 100 on point. And the eyebrow thing, that's after having a baby with the richest man in the world?
She said that she cannot afford to laminate her eyebrows because money is tight. This was in one of her latest videos. I'll send it to you, Kim.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But here we go. We're going to play this for the fellas. This is Byron Donalds. He was leaked to saying something very controversial to his audience.
Everybody here in the room, I hope you're investors in this company, okay? Because if you're investors, you're shareholders. If you're shareholders, you get to spend some time with the CEO, and you get to help steer the direction that this great state is going. Y'all, my friends, Byron Donalds.
Okay, Gray, what happens here affects us. Will you be an investor into the first potential Black governor for the state of Florida?
No, I will not. And but what I think is sad is to see Republicans going after Byron Donalds. You got the endorsement from Donald Trump, and there's a Black guy going for governor. You got James Fishback and a lot of these other right-wing people going after Byron Donalds. And it's like, why can't he be the representative for the Republican Party in Florida? That's a good question.
Why can't he? Because he's AIPAC Shakur.
Oh, that's why?
Yeah. They say he in the bag. They said they got him all in the bag. I will have to show. Actually, he said, wait, there's a clip of him saying he stands with Israel. There's a clip of him explaining how he, that's his biggest, concern, anti-Semitism. That's one of the things he's going to go after. He feels like that's more important than the affordability crisis that